Hello and welcome to Film for Thought. I'm your host, Michael Lardizabal. Welcome everybody. Today I'm with Maya, CJ,
Sup?
and the lovely Hero.
Jiro.
Oh, hey.
So this is the second episode of Film for Thought, and today we're discussing subscription-based originals.
That we are.
Subscription services in general, yeah.
Spend money for monthly plans to watch movies that no one asked for.
And that's the reason we're here, to talk about these movies.
Honestly, it's becoming the new cable like shit.
It is becoming the new cable.
It is. It's like $90.
Do you guys have Hulu?
Yeah. I don't know why I pay for Hulu.
I've never used Hulu before, and then I used Hulu last week, and I was like, there's a bunch of ads on Hulu. I did not know that.
No, it's
Dude,
like
get the ad-free
TV.
version.
No,
There's an ad-free version?
Yeah.
It's $4 more. It's not
What
worth
the
it.
So worth it,
fuck?
though.
There's nothing on
So
Hulu.
worth it.
If you want to watch TV shows that are coming out now, get Hulu. Because they'll update that shit literally
Oh, they
the
do
next
update
day.
it the day
So, like,
of.
that's how I watch South Park, The Good Place, if I want to keep up with that. All
Like a friend of mine just gave me her Hulu to watch like South Park because I love South
Actually,
Park.
that's like an interesting distinction though, because like Hulu is basically like TV.
Yeah, because you get
If
it
you think about
literally
it,
the next
and they have
day.
more shows than anything. Like the movies on there.
They have no shit movies.
No, they have no
Their
movies.
movie catalog is garbage.
Trash.
Really?
Yeah.
You hear that, Hulu?
And now we got demonetized.
They're like strictly demonetized.
No, I do think
out
it's
here
good.
trying to service the Oscar community. They're just like, how do we watch our soap operas and live our best life?
Yeah, man. Hulu.
Have you guys seen the Wu-Tang Clan show?
I have not. Ben
I have
talked about
not.
it. He loves it, so apparently it's good because he's all about music. But I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of like
Shout
the
out to Ben.
Hulu original.
It
I've
was in the
not
last
seen
episode.
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale is great. That's another reason to get it.
I know
The
Peggy from
cinematography
Mad
for
Men
that.
is in it.
She's
so.
in it and she fucking kills, dude.
Who made Handmaid's Tale?
I'm not sure who
I'm
made
not
it, but
sure.
it's very different
Yeah,
from what you would
directing.
expect. It's a really good show.
Director.
I think it's extremely well written. The pacing is great, and the cinematography is just top notch. The colors, especially.
This
the color palette for
podcast
that
has been
show.
brought to you by Handmaid's Tale. Shout out.
Shout out.
Much of the anime catalog on Hulu.
That's also where I watched
Hulu
Demon
has like
Slayer.
old stuff. They have like Fooly Cooley and like really old.
And we
shit
just lost
that I
all our
like.
viewers, guys. Thank you very much.
Wow. Fuck off.
That's also where I watched Akira.
There's this one.
Really?
Dub and subbed version.
Akira is on
Why
Hulu?
would
Yeah.
you watch the?
Oh.
I don't know
I watched
why.
subbed. I watched subbed.
Maybe I'm gonna get a
But the dub
Hulu.
hurting your brain cells.
I didn't watch it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, we're on the same page. Subbed is good though.
Subbed is the
This
best
is the only
because
one.
it's
It was
authentic.
okay. I mean, I just think that the dubbed is just a lot better. It's more authentic to the source and what the creator wanted.
This is for our Japanese viewers. CJ de Bakares. Moving on.
Pretty sure I just got called a very mean name in Japan.
Probably.
Pretty sure only,
This is for Carmen, who may or may not listen to it.
I'm gonna talk to Carmen next week. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, I don't listen to the podcast."
I'd be lying if I said I listened to the first episode.
I listened to part of the first episode.
Thank you
I
guys.
liked
It's
Young
lovely.
Oh shit, Inuyasha is on Hulu. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So basically, what I'm taking.
So Netflix originals.
Well, I was gonna jump the gun and go right into High School Musical, the show.
That only you have seen.
We're talking about High School Music or like Disney Plus.
we're
The
gonna go
next
Disney Plus?
episode.
We might as well
Yeah.
just talk about it because we've already begun.
Well,
It's
that
too
show
late.
exists, so stay tuned for when I talk about the first and second episodes of that, because it's.
That episode is gonna come out next Sunday. So
Stay tuned for that shit.
yeah, stay tuned for that when we discuss High School Musical, the musical, the series,
The series of the musical.
the series of musicals. But yeah, so this episode we're basically gonna talk about subscription-based originals, specifically those leaning towards in Hulu and Netflix. In regards to Netflix, I want to talk about like the animation that like the animated series that they have.
All right, let's go for it.
For example, like the BoJack Horseman.
We can talk about that.
We can talk about BoJack Horseman.
I love BoJack Horseman. I feel like the production value, just
Can
the
I play a
writing of
snippet
that
of the
show,
opening? Will we
is
get
just like
demonetized?
astounding. Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, I
I've
was
seen it.
wondering.
I've seen it like twice.
It's so good. Have you seen
It
the
is.
newest
It is
season?
really good. I haven't seen the last season, but
Fuck you, dude. How have you not seen that? It's been out for so long at this point.
really, how long has it been out for?
It's been out for like a good 3 months, maybe. No,
Really?
2 months. It hasn't been out that long.
Oh,
It
We
came out
just,
in October.
nigga, it's November.
Yeah. You think that's
It's
2
a
months?
month. It's a month.
Yeah.
It hasn't been out that long.
Either way, it's too long for you to not have seen it.
It's
Really
we're
good.
busy, man.
But I
We're
think I
busy.
We're-
So busy.
Disney Plus came out, rolling out these episodes.
new movies.
We gotta do our work.
Not really.
But going back to the topic of BoJack,
Shout out to Professor Racine.
we're going to talk about the fact that one, I think that BoJack is one of the shows that covers, like, I don't know, mental health in a very interesting way. It doesn't, I don't know, it just covers it in like a nuanced way
I feel like
and authentic.
I personally think that's one of the best like written series out there right now.
What do you like about it the most? I think the story.
You know, I think the best episode that summarized that show clearly is the one from last season. Well, I guess it would be last season. When spoiler alert. BoJack's mother dies, and he's like he's speaking at the funeral, and the entirety of that episode is just him speaking at a
I
funeral.
was really wishing you would say that's my favorite episode too.
It is.
I like
That
was paying
is-
attention.
that-
That was the wildest thing.
That was incredible. There are like no transitions in that episode.
None.
It's just
him talking.
it's just him talking.
That was-
There's like very little actual animation in that episode. It's just purely writing, and
I'd listen to it.
it's like magnificent craftsmanship.
It
Let's
really
talk
is.
about that. So Free Churro, 26-minute episode, or I think it's around that time.
Yeah, it's like 26 minutes.
It's a bit, and it's just Will Arnett. Because even at the beginning, when you have his dad coming in, do you remember his name? I forgot.
No.
BoJack's dad. But anyways, Butterscotch. It's just
Yeah.
That's even Will Arnett voicing him too. So it's just Will Arnett the whole episode, and somehow he keeps his viewers engaged. I have ADHD, and he kept me engaged the whole episode. How did he? do
Like
it? What did he do?
I was
right?
picking
And
on- he
also
would
like
tell- he would-
isn't like one of the like the main premises for like or just like filmmaking in general or animation just like keep it fluid, like show new things, like
That's what
make
they
sure
say.
like the show like show different things and like make sure like your audience is visually entertained as well as through writing. But this show like breaks that rule so clearly, and at the same time it does it so well because it's gorgeous. Like that episode is like one of the best episodes of like TV out there, period.
But what did it do that made it so good? 'Cause if anybody else did it, it wouldn't be that good.
No,
It's
it was
so-
interesting because like he would, it was like kind of like a real eulogy. Like he would talk, and then he would tell a joke, and then he would talk, then he would get deep.
But it was the
Then he would
perfect
tell a
mix
joke.
of like
Yeah,
like
he just did it well. It's like
guilt
good
and,
public
like,
speaking.
just like yeah, like
Honestly.
good public speaking and like just like comedy like rolled into one.
And you know what else I think he does?
It made
very
you. It
well?
also he made it. You made it. Like he like said you guys and stuff. I think so. Like he made it feel like he was talking to you. So like, that's what I caught myself just like looking at the screen like like
Really?
yeah.
For me, I think it was the fact that whenever he told a story, he would go into such detail. Like he had that period where he was talking about his mom dancing, or whenever he was at I think Jack in the Box, he said, and they gave him the free churro. Like he would like take you step by step, so you could like paint the picture in your head almost.
Yeah.
It was like the creator was telling you like just imagine what's going on. It was like it wasn't in a very boring way. Free churro, but like that's what I love about BoJack. Like you never know what to expect from an episode. You had free churro. Do you guys remember that one episode where he's like trying to save a seahorse and like get
Yeah.
it back to his family?
Oh, I
Like,
remember
that
that. There
was,
was
like,
no dialogue.
That was like no dialogue for
that was
most.
another one.
Yeah,
That was one of the best episodes.
yeah, for sure.
And then another good episode was like Time Arrows Marches Forward, where it's just like it's him telling the story about. He's not telling the story. It's like he went back to that
I
his old
think
house.
there's like the direction in that show is like astounding. Like the way they transition from comedy into like just
Serious
like
shit.
yeah, like just like pure
Really well done.
philosophical thought. Like Will Arnett has just like the most immaculate voice in order to do that.
Will
like
Arnett
to
has
say
the range.
yeah, like he just like has that like range to like get that like comedy area, and then at the same time just like clearly be able to like I don't know, like express himself in the way that just like really resonates with the audience.
Yeah, I
Go
agree.
watch like Arrested Development. 'cause
I do.
He's in that too.
I love what-
Michael Cera's
Joe.
in that too. Just plugging that in there.
Plugging
real
Michael
quick.
Cera.
Can that be considered a Netflix original? Because it started off.
It's
TV.
is
no,
it a
I
Netflix
don't really
original?
count those because like it started off not.
Yeah, did you
not-
oh,
Black
alright,
Mirror doesn't
alright,
count either
alright.
because it
Did
got.
you guys like like the Arrested Development the Netflix
I
like
haven't seen it.
Okay, I have
adaptation?
like a
I
problem
started.
when it comes to like Netflix
Just, like,
taking
oh, like
shows.
Fuller House and stuff like
and then-
that.
Yeah, well, not that. I didn't watch that.
Did you watch that?
I
No,
watched first
but
season.
I'm talking more about like Black Mirror. Like Black Mirror was really good, and then the style like I feel like kind of sort of distinctly changed when it came to Netflix, and then they started rolling out their own seasons. Like I feel like it's not as good
Do
anymore.
you feel like they made it more mainstream?
No, I just feel like
it less
it's just not as good.
They're like when you
Oh,
watch
you
the
think-
first 2 seasons of Black Mirror.
And the one with
Like-
John Hamm is so good. Also, the Christmas special.
The episode that sticks out to me. Hold on, I'm actually on the Netflix page right now. The episode that sticks out to me is the one where I think it's called. Hold on. It's one where they're following this girl around and she's kind of just like running from them.
Are we talking about Black Mirror?
I love
right?
this background
All
music.
right, I was like lost there for a
Wait.
second.
The episode White Bear.
Oh yeah, White Bear is really good. They used to
Like-
just do like really like jarring like shit. That
I
was
think
just,
it's because they started out like with like very jarring, and then
Yeah,
they
it
moved more into like
progressively-
psychologically
it progressively got
alternating
less
stuff.
and less like impactful. Like I think
I think it's because like you lose that shock factor. Like if you like the first episode of Black Mirror is literally like the prime minister fucking a pig on television.
yeah. I mean,
Like
it's not
that
really,
is
like,
a lot,
it's
and
the
like how do you
shock-
move up from there?
it's
You know
the
what I mean?
shock of it, but like I feel like there were okay. This is the difference. Like I feel like they were always able to like really be like after the episode or like when the twist came, you would always just be like, holy shit! Like I thought this was bad, and I like knew it was going somewhere, but like this is crazy. Like White Christmas was like so many just like twists, and then like the end, like spoiler alert, when like he was like banned from everybody, and like that with the fact that like he was in the egg thing the whole time, and like I don't know, and then like it got to Netflix, and then like seasons 4, 5, whatever.
But yeah, I
They
know.
were just less like
No, it's less impactful. It just like
it just wasn't written as
yeah.
well.
I know what you mean. Like the memes that were like, oh,
Yeah.
the first seasons were like really like
Like and you have the
psychologically
technology.
shocking, and then it's like the newest season. It's like, oh,
Yeah, 'cause,
these
like, I
guys,
feel like
the two guys like
it was-
fucking Street
the
Fighter.
technology was just like woven in so well to make it like I can see this like being a thing, and then also it's like really fucking creepy, and then like it just went from that to like something that just wasn't really realistic. Like the Miley Cyrus shit, I felt like just like wasn't realistic. I don't know if you watched the new season,
I haven't seen it.
but I like the first episode of like the one with the video games, like with Anthony Mackie. That was like
I feel like that
I
wasn't
believed
really
it.
creative.
it was like
Yeah, exactly. It was like, it's
that was
alright.
the best episode. Cause
But like honestly, that was the only episode I watched
yeah,
from
that was the
season.
best. That was the only episode worth watching. Of the new
Really? Well,
season.
I guess I saved myself time.
You
Yeah.
know,
Which-
like,
Go ahead.
No,
You sure?
I just think that like when it comes to Black Mirror, like season 1 is about setting the stage for them. Like they
Yeah.
were coming in and they were saying like, this is what we're about. Like, the entire history of you, 15 Million Merits. Like those are all episodes about, obviously the national anthem, but that episode like catches you immediately off guard, and then the next 2 episodes throw you into kind of this like tech concept of like
Yeah.
these are the weaknesses that humanity has to technology, and this is how it can be used to like exploit the human experience. And season 2 kind of gets into like, okay, now that we know that like technology is so capable of having such an effect on the human like emotion and like the way that we travel through being alive, they start to like twist that
Yeah,
human experience.
That is true with White Bear and everything.
With White Bear, with the one Be Right Back, where she like resurrects her husband.
Yeah, you start to break the rules of like what you should not do.
Of what like people are okay with feeling.
Yeah,
And then when they get to season 3, I think they really hit their stride because they doubled down. On
Yeah, like season 3 is like
3
my
was
favorite.
what Nosedive and like San Junipero and all
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I like that
Test.
season. Yeah,
That season was like
Yes.
masterfully done.
I love
Shut Up and
Nosedive.
Dance.
Shut Up and
Shut Up
Dance
and
was
Dance.
good.
Is Nosedive the one with the lady from Jurassic
Instagram.
World? Yes.
Yeah,
And
that was
then-
really good.
You know that was written by Rashida Jones?
Not surprised.
Season
I just didn't know she was writing.
4 knocks it out of the park for me in some capacity because I think Hang the DJ is the best episode. Like I think
Which one's Hang the
Hang the
DJ?
DJ was
it's the one that's the dating app.
that was good.
That one I think is the one that
That gave like Mad Giver vibes though.
yeah
Yeah.
just in the way it was like visually like
Yeah.
I felt like they kind of did a little too much,
Yeah.
but
But do you think Netflix is like milking it too much?
no, that's the thing. I think like season 5 is them having
Like I do firmly believe they're doing like a lot more innovation, especially with like the ones
I
that
need to
like
look
hit
at
it
these
out of the
episodes,
park,
actually.
like Bandersnatch.
I think they're just.
You think they hit it out the
Bandersnatch
park?
did
I
not
think that was
hit
underwhelming
anything
to
out
me.
of the park.
Like
Bandersnatch was trash.
Bandersnatch was
you didn't
awful.
like
No,
Bandersnatch?
because you could.
I don't
It
think
didn't make the experience final.
it didn't. It didn't even
If
make
the
it
choices
feel
were
like.
final, it would have been good.
It didn't really even feel like it didn't feel I know that it was like interactive episode, but it didn't really feel that. I just kind of was like, I kind of just want to watch it and see what happens. Like I don't really care if
I feel like it was really ambitious.
yeah, if I make the choices, I don't really
I
care.
like cinema that's really ambitious and like the
Yeah.
stuff they do. Like the video game Until Dawn, like it's sort of that way. I don't know if you guys played that video game.
Until Dawn.
Until
Yes,
Dawn,
that's the horror
part of
one.
it.
Yeah, the interactive horror
Yeah,
one.
the slasher one.
Like
I played that one.
it's really hard to come up with like all this like butterfly effect like style of like storytelling. That's why I thought it was like it was really cool for them to do it, and I do believe like the cinematography in that show
I do like shows
or that the Bandersnatch was really good.
I do like shows that take like weird approaches to like cinema, like or like just stories. Like Dark is really weird because I didn't know what was happening
Oh,
until
Dark
like
is great.
season. I really literally didn't know what was really happening until like episode 5, where I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay. Then I was like, this is just
Everything
like,
just sort of clicks after
Yeah.
a while, but like you really have to stick
but I feel
through
like
it.
that was a good example of like
You
immersion.
at the beginning you really get immersed into that like little
Yeah.
town in
and
Germany.
like all the little alternate universes. Like I feel like they did a good job. You know, like Bandersnatch would be like, okay, like if you do this, then like this might happen, and like it didn't really like
Yeah.
come full circle all the time. But like with Dark, like even though you have all these separate like dimensions and separate lives and separate like what ifs and this is what happened type things, and it's all connected. Like it gave me a headache, but I was still able to like kind of lay it out and like.
When it comes to
understand
like
it.
Netflix originals and like especially because Netflix has started to invest a lot in like international shows like Dark, like
She's really
from
going in.
yeah, there's somebody playing and with like drums in the background.
She is.
Like from all the shows that they've been invested, like Money Heist and Elite or like House of Flowers and all those,
Yeah,
like Dark, I think is the one that really like
Dark is really good.
just like like it's great.
I
I'm pretty
like
sure,
that.
but it is a Netflix original, right?
No, it is. No, I
Yeah.
like that like Netflix like lets all these like, it start like lets people kind of come in and like pitch their shit and like, make it an original or whatever, cuz like I feel like you get really like weird shows that are like unconventional that like traditional studios
I don't
might be
feel like yeah, exactly like
yeah, it's like really interesting actually.
stuff like the show Sex Education.
Yeah.
I feel like that show is really underrated.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that show just for like a concept piece.
Yeah, and it's really realistic when it comes to like the teenage life and experience.
But don't you feel like because Netflix
And the
gives
set design is
so
great.
much freedom that so the way I see HBO is that like 9 times out of 10 you pick any show on HBO you're gonna enjoy it because they have this level of like a standard that every show has to live up to in order for you to be on that platform. I feel like Netflix puts anything up. So you
Oh yeah,
feel
they
like-
they definitely like just like hit darts
I
in a
think the
dartboard.
market is different though, because HBO, like you go to it, you expect quality, top-notch cinematography, top-notch.
And
everything.
Netflix is like a mixed bag.
Yeah.
You don't
Netflix
know
is
what
like,
you're gonna get.
I'm gonna go to this, but like I'm gonna go to. I mean, I go to this for stuff that I know is good, but also like I like to explore on Netflix. Like
That's
I
true.
watch really weird shows that just come through my recommended sometimes, and like sometimes they're really good, and like I've never seen it, never heard of the people, the cast, like just dropped off the face of the earth after it was made, but like. It's cool because like you like it's like kind of like going through like records or something. It's like, oh shit, like this is interesting. Like I don't know, like I think that's like kind of cool how they just have everything on there. So it's really cool when like you find something that's like, oh, like this is good. Like
I feel you.
even there's originals that I never heard of. Like I came across this like sitcom in like Ireland, and it's like set in like the 90s.
What's it called?
Derry Girls, and it's about these girls
I've heard about it.
in the town of Derry. And it's like the funniest fucking show ever. Like it's so fucking funny, and I like never heard of it. and like no one watches it, but like
I'm just glad like Netflix or like creators reach out to Netflix as a good
I
platform.
like the freedom there.
Like the comedian Bill Burr has a show called F is for Family,
Yeah,
and it's just
fucking Bill Burr, man.
like everybody likes Bill Burr, but I personally do, and that show F is for Family, I feel like realistically depicts like like a mid like a normal family in the
Yeah.
70s in the States.
Yeah, I like
Hmm.
that. This is not related, but Mad Men does that as well.
Yes, it does it very well. Okay, so you're saying that although Netflix kind of takes the shotgun method where it's all like, let's just put as much out as we can and hope something sticks. You feel like although you have to sift through some shit to get to like the really good shows, you're willing to do it because like
Yeah,
it
Because
opens the
some of them
doors
are
for
really
something
That
good.
shit
different.
is
They're worth
dope.
it. Like if like I have to get through like 5 shows in order to get to like one like BoJack the Horseman,
Yeah.
and they get like that episode of what is it called, Churro? What?
Free
Free
churro.
churro.
Free Churro. Like I personally think that's worth it
It's worth
because
it.
like that's like incredible artistry.
Yeah, no, they have lots of good like stuff. I watched this Aubrey Plaza movie. It's set in like the medieval fucking times or whatever. Like
Happy
small, happy.
way.
Stand by while we look for the fucking title.
It's like little
It's like Little Hours.
Little Hours.
Little Hours. Little
Little
Hours is
Hours.
so funny and
Wait, is that
so
a Netflix
good.
movie?
Yeah, I mean it's not a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix, and it's just something I just stumbled
It is with
upon.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah,
it is.
so funny.
No, it is. It is
So
really funny.
So
It's
good. I thought it would be not funny. I thought it'd be weird. I like I like watched it at like 4 a.m. and like I started it
it
thinking
is really
like
funny.
I'll
I
just
liked
fall
it.
asleep too, and I was like, yo, like this is hilarious. It's so good.
It's just
Huh.
like it's a movie about like 3 nuns just like
Yeah.
doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like stuff they shouldn't do. They like get like
They're like fucking and like
yeah, they're just like doing
stealing
drugs and like just
cursing
So that's
and-
what
fucking
Netflix
like
is.
abusing of like
yeah.
people.
You just Netflix just has everything.
Because that would
you-
never
you-
get a
you
theatrical
need.
release.
No, it would.
Oh
it,
no!
I
Yeah,
don't think it
would
did.
It got like a smaller theatrical release.
Yeah, it was-
because it had some like big names attached to it, like Audrey Plaza.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
it's
what I'm
cool.
wondering.
You find big names like people in like stuff you never heard of, and like I usually
Oh,
like
Dave Franco's also in it.
he is in it.
Okay.
You're like, oh, like I've never heard of this, so like I don't want to watch it. But like if you're on Netflix, you're like, oh, I'll see like what's up, and then if it's good, it's like, oh, all right, I'm watching it. Like I feel like that's like really dope about Netflix as opposed to HBO.
Yeah, I feel you.
Just more like curated. I feel like, but I still appreciate HBO. Like
I will always
shit,
choose HBO
hello,
first, but I do
like
see the value in Netflix after you guys are talking about it because it gives like, I don't know. I guess like more like indie projects would probably not make it on HBO.
yeah, there's
compared to,
really
Netflix.
like Francis Ha.
The only thing I don't like about Netflix, like I understand your problem, CJ, with Netflix, like because they like make
yeah, I
so
get
much
it
stuff,
too.
you
Sometimes
get like
it's
shit.
like I don't feel like
It's-
looking for.
I
Shit.
feel like they just like Riverdale, for example, they were a CW show, and now they're like considered a Netflix original because Netflix is the one who like sponsors it.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if you guys seen Riverdale.
No, I heard
Kinda
it was
seen it.
bad.
Not bad.
It got real bad. Like it went downhill real quick.
It also like changed its entire tone and like
It was
Wasn't
it's so
it about
off.
Archie?
Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's about the Archie comics.
Yeah.
It, like if you it has nothing to do with the Archie comics at all.
Oh, really?
Like at all,
oh,
at
I
all.
thought I used to love watching Archie like Saturday morning.
But
Fox.
Arrested
like if you
Development is
if you
great
see
there.
the first like 3 to 4 seasons, you'll just be like, what is
Yeah,
happening?
no, I hate when Netflix will acquire a show in the middle and the tone kind of changes. I like
yeah, the
low
tone
key.
changes a lot.
No, it
Heavy.
changes a lot. It happened in like Black Mirror.
I
and
feel
it
like
happens in-
Arrested Development did a
Yes.
like
Arrested Development
they-
got weak, bro.
it did get weak, but I feel like they maintained the same like tone sort
Yeah.
Bullshit, dude. Okay, maybe they maintain the same tone, but I don't know. I just feel like
of. No, it
their
did get weak.
storytelling went off, man.
No,
Even
it
the
did.
remixed version was not that great.
No, yeah.
Remixed.
Wait,
know
what do you
what
mean?
I'm talking about?
What do
Yeah.
you mean remix?
So there
You
was
can't-
like I think it's season
You
4.
can't remix a
And
episode.
the way
just
it
to let
was
you know.
shot is that it instead of Arrested Development following the family, it followed each person for a certain period of time. So you'd have like a maybe an episode for Job, an episode for Michael, George Michael. But what they did is that nobody liked it, so then the creator had to go back and he edited it to where it's more like it follows the whole family, but it uses the same footage, so it's not as like coherent. It doesn't really flow together as well. You have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But
That's
it just
so
changes.
unfortunate.
It's not the same.
Oh,
Kind of
that sounds
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't
off.
like when
Yeah.
things switch hands in the middle. It's like, yo, Loki. Okay, well, this is a Netflix original now. I think they just sponsor it. Great British Bake Off. Mary Berry left, and now it's Prue, and I'm like very upset. And they also changed who the presenters were, and the show doesn't feel the same. That's
So,
just my thing.
That's the rule of thumb then. You're
Yeah.
you can go to Netflix at the beginning.
I don't like when things change hands in the middle just because like you're used to a certain stride and it's like, oh wait,
But I
like
feel like when you get shows like that strictly like start in Netflix,
they're good.
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no,
there's
they're not
also the-
inherently good.
Well, no, sometimes they
but-
tend to be
There's
better.
also
Yeah,
the
let's not
Netflix
get, like,
Stranger
curse.
Things got bad. Like
Yeah,
No, it did not.
Stranger
Yes, it
Things.
did. What was the new
Stranger Things has
season?
good cinematography and like
Did you guys
storytelling.
not like the new season?
The
of
new
Stranger
No,
Things?
season,
the
but
new
I'm
se-
like,
it's
can we let
ass.
it go?
Like,
Oh yeah.
Can we
actually,
let it go?
writing-
I did want to talk about this.
I like the
It's-
new season. Am I
No,
the only
like
one that didn't
no,
like
it's
it?
shot beautifully. The color grading's amazing,
No, it's
but like
beautiful. The color grading.
They
No,
just
it is.
Don't know what they're doing.
They don't. I'm like, how many
it
times?
looks pretty.
Can we
It
move
really
on
does
from the
look pretty.
Demogorgon? Can we move on from it?
Well, like,
how many
It's
times?
not even a Demogorgon now.
It's
some
it's
melty,
just
like,
the
It's
thing.
a mind flare, but I like the new season.
I just think it's like
Please excuse me,
written
that's bronchitis,
poorly.
But,
Stand by for Hero. He's fucking dying.
But so
I liked it.
basically, they made the Duffer Brothers wrote this show, and they were like, "All right,
Do,
we'll,
do, do,
we'll
do,
try
do,
it out.
do,
We'll go to Netflix. We'll see if they like it."
Mhm.
They get approved by Netflix. They cast a shitload of these little like 12-year-old kids who no one on the face of the earth has any idea who they are, and then they make one season of this show, and Netflix hands them $25 million.
Yeah,
These
that
kids-
was a good season.
These kids have
The
that's
first
smart.
season was great,
This first
and
season
for
was
having
good.
a main cast of child
Of
actors, like that
children
is
who don't have
impressive
acting
direction.
experience, really?
These kids have 14, 15, 16, 18, 21 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
These kids are multi-millionaire.
Yo, Finn Wolfhard is set for life.
set
Yeah.
for like.
So is
Yeah.
Millie.
In 5
Millie
movies
Bob
in
Brown, is that her
30
name?
He was great in it.
So.
Oh yeah, for
my
sure.
point being is that they literally can't stop making this show.
No, they
It
can't.
ends after season 5, I
Um,
think.
Yeah, but when the Duffer Brothers go back to the drawing board and Netflix says, "Let me give you $25 million to make 5 seasons of a show," then they can't say no. So
Yeah.
they write it, but they're writing it in such a niche, like how far
Can you go with
the
where it
concept
is?
of 80s secret government, like
Up underside, like supernatural.
they have
You
to-
think they're like clearly running out of ideas?
No, they are. They
they're not
are.
running out of ideas. They're doing the thing that most shows do, where they run out of the way to get there. They know where they're coming from and they know where they want to go. But they're saying, "How do I create the filler that's worth the money to?"
Oh, okay,
actually
I get
do
that.
5 seasons.
That's why I'm
So-
with Game of Thrones.
Oh.
That's exactly what happened to Game of Thrones.
So
It's exactly
sad.
what happens to every show that is good. Like, either you know exactly where you're going to go or you don't know exactly where you're going to go. And either way, your middle chafe is weird. Same thing happened with Shameless. Same thing happened
Oh my
with-
god, yeah, you're
Do you
right.
not like Shameless?
Same thing happens. I love
No, I love Shameless.
Yeah.
Shameless got weird in the middle though. It got kind of like weak.
When Debbie's like, "Oh, I have like a child now."
Yeah.
And, like, Fiona's like, "Oh, I have like a 4th potential hubby, but this one like is also addicted to heroin and like gonna throw my entire
I feel like
life
it's
away."
tired because you keep doing the same thing in
Like,
just
but they
different
can't
ways,
get
and
out
it's
of it.
not as interesting. I feel like with Stranger Things, like, just can we leave dairy and can we like focus on something entirely different, like instead of like the Demogorgon?
what
But I
and
feel
the
like
what
this
Mind
also-
Flayer?
wasn't about the Demogorgon. It was about this huge fucking mind flayer that can take over people's bodies. That's a new antagonist. You don't think so?
No, it's been an
No,
antagonist the whole
it's
time. We just
the-
have
yeah,
no
he-
information to connect it to.
He's
Season 3 didn't give us anything. at
No.
all. It was just a waste of 10 episodes.
it really was. I
There's
didn't.
no extra information. They
I mean,
don't
it set
move
up the
their
whole new
plot.
season that's about to take a drastic turn. 'cause
But
I feel like
that's the
they're
thing,
leaving
it's
their
just
small
It's
town.
goes-
filler. It's like
yeah,
a filler.
exactly. It's a season of filler. Like it just goes ahead. Like it's shot pretty and it looks nice, but at the same time, it just goes ahead to like just like lay out the next season.
Yeah.
They also don't
And
go-
like
they don't go back and go over the fact that like Elle has other siblings, quote unquote. that
Yeah.
Also, like they don't touch on anything that they set up.
That's
from,
gonna happen
may
in
I
season
say,
four probably.
phenomenal
Yeah,
Season
I
2
think so.
of Stranger Things.
No, season 2 was
Season 2
so
was
good. Season
so
2 had me
good.
hyped for season
What?
3.
Season 2.
Are
was
you
the
fucking
best
kidding me? It goes season 1, then season 3, then season 2.
No,
Why don't you like season 2?
You don't like season two?
No, season 2 made perfect sense following the events of season 1 because all of season 1 was about getting Will back. And then season 2, you have Will is back, but Will is different.
Yeah.
and that was really good. That made logical sense to me.
The part where they have to like pull the mind flare out of him, and then they have to like
The
fight
whole like
through,
Steve becoming like a friend and like that
Yeah.
situation, that was good.
First of all, shout out Steve Harrington. Steve Harrington.
Shout out Steve Harrington and his hair. He cut his
He cut his hair.
he cut his hair and he looks fucking
Of all
stupid.
time, he's the greatest. He looks like if Santa Claus was 17.
I don't know about that, but you know.
I do not know what that means.
But,
I
hey,
do not stand by that statement.
We love Steve.
That's it. Santa Claus.
Steve, come to our show. What if we started getting celebrity guests? That would be so great. I would love to talk to them about nothing.
I don't know. I feel like season 3 is better than season 2.
You're really wild right now because
I will say what.
All right, like I believe season 1 was better than season 2.
No, it is. Well,
Like-
actually, I like this. Okay, my whole thing is continuity. So like, if you're gonna do like sequels or like seasons 2,
No,
3,
like
4.
season 2 was a good way. Like season 1, I feel like it was wrapped correctly.
Yeah,
like it
season
has
one,
like
shit. The only problem I had with season 1 was like the first couple of episodes. Like, I don't know if they had like never really acted together before, but it was just like awkward sometimes. Like the lines, the way everything was delivered, like the acting was just like bothering me. But like it was good. But it was slow to like happen because like the like Christmas tree light shit didn't happen until like maybe season 4. I mean episode 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
something
once
like-
you can start talking to Will.
It was just like a really slow thing. So I was like, when is this like gonna be a thing?
Yeah, I would say the
but-
pacing was a little off.
But it was
I felt
good.
like the pacing was perfect.
No, it was good though.
season 3.
For season 1.
Oh no,
Like-
yeah, I agree with Hero.
The
Like
pacing for season 1 made me like, like I feel like creating anxiety and creating like suspense are two different things, and I was feeling like actually anxious.
I had anxiety. Yeah,
It was, like,
I have so much anxiety.
draining. I think that the one thing that they are doing right on season 3 is character development, like getting these characters to a point where they're all independent of each other.
Yeah,
As characters, they all have their own set of goals, their own set of like boundaries and whatever in the group. They all have like their next steps kind of laid out.
but you can
for
see
them.
that through the acting too. Like what Maya said, like they're just clearly
They've
more
gotten
comfortable
better.
with themselves.
yeah, and
So,
they
like,
work better.
And plus these kids at this point they've grown up together.
yeah, they're like 15 now.
yeah, they've like had a couple years of like camaraderie
Yeah,
with each
it's
other.
really cute actually. Like,
yeah,
it's
so
really
it's
adorable.
nice to see the development of these kids and how like they've grown and everything, and how like they grow together, and like some of like the characters sometimes grow apart,
Yeah,
but at the same time it's like I don't know the originality of sometimes you get in these like Netflix shows like season 1 like really hit it out of the park.
yeah. Then season 2 is like, all right, man. Like,
It's like, like we got $25 million. Let's fucking do it again.
yeah, no, that's what happened with the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen the new season.
I didn't see a new season.
Oh man, it's just.
Don't even. I don't even.
Really?
No, End of the Fucking World
That
season
bad?
1 was really good. I
Woohoo.
watched
Oh,
that
no,
I watched
love
that in
that
a
show.
night. I was like,
It's
what
so
yeah, me
is
too.
this?
And then I saw the Black Mirror that he was in right after, and I was like, this
Oh
dude's killing
yeah,
it.
that
Yeah.
that
That was a good one.
episode. What's that actor
It's
called?
Will, I think. No, maybe it's not. That's not his name. He looks like a Will.
Season 1 of the End of the Fucking World is like
Masterpiece.
masterpiece.
It was good.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, that was well done.
Just making me
So
feel uneasy. about,
weird.
His name
like,
is Alex Lothar.
a
Okay,
piece
yeah.
of
That dude,
television.
props to Alex Lothar. Like that, he did such a good job in Black Mirror.
He did a really
Such
good
a good
job.
job. And
Did
in
you like
the end
that
of the
episode?
fucking word, I love. That's my
That was
favorite
one of my
episode.
episodes, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite
I love the
episode.
ending
The
to that one.
reveal is just so there
It's-
in that episode for me. Like,
No, it's there all throughout because he was looking at the kid
The
in the
kid at the
very
beginning?
first
Yeah, at the
episode.
beginning.
When he's
but,
in
like,
that
that's what
diner
I'm saying,
thing.
like, you don't quite get it.
No, because I don't think like a pedophile. I'm not like, oh, you're looking
Yeah.
at that kid. I know why you're
You're like, oh,
doing
he's
that.
a cute little kid. Here's your toy. And I think that's what Racine was saying in class, and that's the ability to leave breadcrumbs that lead to a conclusion, but your audience couldn't have guessed the conclusion. But
Yeah.
if you go back and
CJ
watch
just
it, it all makes
referenced
sense.
our lovely intro to digital filmmaking professor Robert Racine.
Shout out Robert Racine.
Shout
Shout out to
Bobby
Robert
Racine.
Racine.
But yeah, I think that's what makes that episode so great is the ability to go back and watch it and be like, all of the signs were there,
Yeah,
but I didn't get it until you
It's
get the
so
conclusion.
cool.
That gives it replayability too.
it really
But
does.
and also like that like macabre way that it was like it was made for you to empathize with something like so inherently evil as a pedophile. Like that's
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Oh god, I was like, oh my
like
god.
yeah, like when you see that and then you like see him like collapsing when he was like confronted by it, you're like you do not know how to feel in that moment because
Yeah.
it's like this is so clearly wrong like morally, but like this character like he seems so genuine.
Right. No, it was crazy because they showed you that like everyone else that was dealing with it was like that had done something like kind of bad.
Right.
And so I was like, well, he has to have done something. It just depends on like what it is. I thought he like killed someone.
Really? I just thought it was because he got caught masturbating. He was just like, oh, I don't want to be on the internet. Or
Yeah,
something.
I also thought that. It was like
I
Yeah,
because
thought
he was
like
they made you
masturbating.
believe, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah, was that true? I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. So
You're
I
like,
thought
we
he had
know-
killed someone just why oh, did he have to kill someone though, right? Like didn't he kill someone?
Yeah, at the end he did.
Yeah, they made him.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I was just like damn, like this kid. And I was like, oh my god.
Great
like,
episode.
Whoa.
I got a few questions as far as the Netflix originals goes and like what the group has seen.
Okay.
I also have some.
So
I'm gonna eat this
can I go
popcorn
first,
on air.
Michael, or do you want
No,
to?
no, you go. I think ours is gonna get
Can you
into
hear
like
this?
a really big discussion.
Okay, good. So the first one that I'm wondering if anybody has seen is has anybody seen Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah.
But
I've seen
yes,
episode 1.
I-
I've gone past it.
I've
Have you
seen
seen
some
all
of it.
Michael?
I've seen 90% of
I
it.
saw the
Or I think
refrigerator
I saw all of
episode.
it.
It got like a lot of feedback for being like really sexist and
I don't know if I liked. I didn't think I
Really?
liked it.
I really liked it. I thought it was exploring a lot of different topics.
What's your favorite episode?
I was actually going to look right now. But
Love,
let's
Death, and Robots is a great expression of, I think, of like creativity
Yeah, that's
in
what I was gonna
like
say.
like when it comes to like Netflix originals, like they really like I don't know, they just they really like express what can be done in like a 30-minute episode.
No, that's the thing. Like they're all under 15 minutes.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
15, sorry, not 30. My favorite one is like the 3 robots one.
My favorite, the 3 robots one is great. I think
It's such a cute episode
the
too.
personality of the red robot and the way it balances is really nice.
And I feel like
Um,
the acting is also
But my
like, superb.
favorite would have to be the like later ones are really interesting. But my favorite one is
We sort of talked
Good
about
Hunting.
I just like honestly props to Tim Miller, like the director of this, because I feel like it just takes like an extraordinary amount of effort to like do an anthropology series like this. And like
It's just really
Did they not change directors every episode?
no, it was
I
just
thought
Same
most
director the whole
anthropology
time,
seasons-
different animators.
he's the pro
different-
he's like
That's why,
the
okay.
creator, like the program creator.
Gotcha.
Mm.
I didn't know.
But like props to him. And like
yeah, I
we
don't
sort
know,
of talked
it's
about
just-
him last episode when we were discussing like Deadpool and stuff, but like not really didn't go into depth. But like this like Love, Death, and Robots, I think it's a good expression into like what can be done like masterfully if like you're just like given that creative avenue and like
How
that
did it
outlet.
get review wise? Did people like it? Did it get good reception?
Let's see. I got 8.6 out of 10 IMDb. I got
Oh,
a
like-
79 in
Really
Rotten Tomatoes.
There we go. That's what I used to go to.
Like
Okay. That's pretty good.
the episode I want to talk about is Good Hunting because I think that was it ties for the longest with 3 of them, and I think that interestingly enough, the longest ones are the best ones, which are Sony's Edge, Suits, and Good Hunting, and they all follow like a storyline that we've seen before, like Sony's Edge is gladiatorial combat for survival.
Is that the
and-
first one?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that one.
But it's got like this twist at the end that I
I
didn't
didn't
see
expect it.
coming, and like
Yeah.
it's really well animated. It's like tonally throws you into this world that you already feel like you're a part of in the first like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I originally watched the first episode not knowing it was like anthropology.
Yeah, neither did I.
Like
did
so
not.
I will like watch the first episode and then I was started watching 3 robots and I was like, what the fuck
need
am I
to-
What about all the
watching?
characters?
I was like, where are all these characters? It's like a different tone and everything.
I need
But
to just
at the
watch
same
it
time,
again.
I liked it because like the 3 robot episode, I feel like, and also like the way like the episodes are like categorized, like the way that they're like listed off, like well, like what you were saying, Hero. Like the first episode really sets a tone for what this series is.
I
When
think
the
that
yogurt
that's
took
also
over?
something that- Yes, that was the episode that kind of broke the mold for me. but also established what exactly we were dealing with in my mind, because it's kind of like a lighter tone Black Mirror that
It's
only takes 5 minutes.
it was so
The
interesting
yogurt
because
episode's
like
great.
it was so interesting because when I read like the what is this like
The synopsis.
the synopsis, I was like, oh, like this is all stuff that I would definitely watch. But I watched Ice Age first, and I was like, I don't like this, and didn't watch it. I need to watch it then.
It's good. It's definitely worth checking out. My favorite one is Good Hunting because it's about like Japanese, like not lore, but like Japanese like myth kind of details. Like
Oh, I
I
see.
definitely didn't watch that one,
I
so
see
I don't know about that
the
one.
lady and the man with the sword.
Can I ask y'all a question though? Like, have you ever noticed like the Netflix curse is like you get 3 seasons and you get canceled? Do you guys see that as a red flag as to why you may not want to submit to Netflix?
Not really, no.
You guys don't think that that's an issue? None of your shows
I
have ever
don't-
gotten canceled
Like,
prematurely?
I don't think anything's.
I feel Professor Racine put it in a really like clear light. Again, shout out to Robert
Shout
Racine.
out to Robert
Robert.
Racine. We need a sound effect for whenever we mention
Yeah,
it.
right. Probably when we brought up a
We'll get a sound effect for Professor Racine. I was discussing like releasing on Netflix and stuff like that, and he said, the last place you ever will go is Netflix.
He did say that.
Because of the way their business strategy is like placed. Like if you already have like a standing in the industry and stuff like that, and you're like for example like Bill Burr and like if it's family, like he already has a huge following, so
Mhm.
like he probably got approached by Netflix to make a show. Like if
Mhm.
you already have that standing, Netflix will approach you. It's very different if you approach them, and there's like probably a lot of people doing the exact same thing without like having much on the resume or just like a lot on their plate.
Yeah.
So it's really different. But like I know we've been talking a lot about like TV shows in general because like Netflix is really pandering towards like TV shows. But when it comes to Netflix originals, I kind of want to discuss. It's kind of a bad topic to discuss. The anime adaptation in real life that's Netflix been doing.
Okay, we can fucking talk about that because what
I
the
don't bother watching them. I just know that they're so bad. It's like, why would I waste my time?
I watched.
Like specifically, I want to talk about Death Note.
Okay, I specifically want to talk about.
Did somebody watch the Death Note?
Let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's talk about it.
Let's fucking talk about it. Okay, I want to talk about first of all, I hate anime live actions most of the time because
It's very difficult to do.
it's very difficult to do because anime is so over the top and extra and fantastical that I don't even want to see this shit in 3D. Like I just want to see it as it is as an anime. Like I'm not trying to see you do all this like shit. Like they made Bleach a live I'm not trying to see that in like real life. Like it's just not interesting to see it. Michael's leaving like a little bit.
Okay, I agree. And I was thinking about that. Like, and you're right. I think so. There are certain things that only work in an anime. So I was thinking about the scene from
only
Death
works.
Note where he's like,
Full Metal
I
Alchemist.
recently rewatched it, and he was like writing, in his Death Note for the first time. He's like writing, and then he like throws the pen off the page, and it's like as he's doing, you see this flare off the pen, giving this dramatic effect. I don't think you could really capture that with a camera. It wouldn't look the
You
same.
can't do that with the camera, and
I'll take
it
the
looks
chip and I'll eat it. Like,
looks
that wouldn't work. That you
no
know?
because it looks corny as hell. Because anime is shot like kind of like how like they have shots, like you have like your wides and all this stuff, but like the stuff that's achieved in anime, like you can't do it in real life because it's just so extra and it's like a cartoon.
Right.
And making it real life doesn't make any sense. Death Note is different though. In 2006, they had like a live action Death Note, and what they did was really smart. They took all the like extra ass fantastical shit out, and they just made it kind of like a drama. And there was still the Death Note, and then they still CGI'd Ryuk and the other one, but they looked really good first of all, and those were the only two like CG characters. And then everything else just played out like life. And Death Note is easy to do because for the most part it's set in Tokyo. It's like
Right.
real life, you know? But like shit like Bleach where you have to go to like this other dimension, like unless you have like Avengers type money, like there's no
Which they
point in
don't.
even trying to
Right.
attempt that because you have all this shitty ass CGI and shitty looking VFX.
Right.
and it just takes me. It's not the same like wow factor when it's like animated. You know, like there's.
I agree. Like you watch Attack on Titan, right? Of
Yeah.
course. Do you remember that scene where you first
No.
see?
Can we talk about it?
I
Yes,
love
there's
Attack
that
on
first time like you see Levi fight. He's about to save Mikasa from Annie, and he's twirling so fast you don't see his body anymore. He just
Yes.
looks like a flurry of blades.
Bro, yes.
And I get so hyped. I'm like, that is amazing.
Hype.
And then he looks almost like when Kiba uses Fang over Fang in Naruto.
Hype. Yep.
You don't see him
You
anymore.
don't
You
see
just
it.
see his movements.
Yeah.
That would never work.
It would never work in real life.
Because how would you show
There's a
that,
reason
you
why
know?
anime is anime and why movies are movies. Like you can do cool shit in movies, but it's like within the realm of like what you can envision a human being doing.
Yeah.
And anime is like not that. Like
It's all like let's make
Levi
it
is
as-
not a human. Like
I
Yeah.
disagree. I feel like you can. Like it's really difficult to change from medium, especially when it's something really different from like animated movies. But I think you can accomplish it if you just like envision like the proper soul of the story.
That's what she was talking about.
we
with
were
Death Note.
saying that like have you seen Bleach?
The show
Yeah.
or the adaptation.
The anime.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were saying something like Bleach, right? Like really like need really good set design, really good costumes, need really good VFX. It costs like you essentially would need like
It was like
Avengers style money to
multi-million
make
dollar
it
project.
look the way like to do it justice, right? And a lot of times like they make these live actions and there's just like the worst VFX, the worst acting, the worst wigs, the worst
The
outfits, the worst
The wigs.
just, the
Think of
worst it
Everett's
just
wig.
doesn't do it justice. So I'm like, don't even make the shit. But like in 2005, Death Note did a live action. They did 2 live actions, and it was really good because Death Note is like it takes place in Tokyo. It's like pretty realistic except for like the
Was the
the-
acting?
Shinigami.
the Shinigami. It was Fujiwara Tatsuya and it was Ken Matsumoto.
I can't believe Willem
Keiichi?
Dafoe did
Ryuk.
Willem Dafoe did Ryuk, but I feel like
No, that adaptation was bad because it was nothing like Death Note.
no, it was nothing like
it was
Death
not
Note.
even Death Note. You
Like-
need to watch the 2005 live action. 'Cause
I'm gonna like go
That-
ahead and watch that. But
I
like
hear that
like
one's good.
strictly
That's a good
talking
one.
about like Netflix adaptation to anime, like
Bad.
I haven't seen like the
bad.
Full Metal Alchemist one, but like right
Bad.
after I saw the Death Note one, I was in like a 5
Death
hour
Note
call
1
talking
made me like
talking
throw
about
it
this
in the
movie.
trash.
Like it was so bad. Like it was like so bad.
it was bad. It was bad.
It was
And
like incredibly. Like I don't even know how they got the like rights in order to do that.
no,
Like who
and then
signed
L
off on
wasn't
that?
even like L wasn't even.
He wasn't L.
L.
Like the characters weren't even
had
the actual
emotions.
characters. Like the only the only similarities between the characters in the original anime or manga and like the movie are the names.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's why
that's
I'm
it.
really nervous about this. This is not Netflix. I'm really nervous about this Akira
Akira.
live action
But
by
we got
Taika.
Taika Waititi on it. He's
I'm nervous about it
dope.
because
No, I'm always nervous about it.
I'm nervous.
Akira is my favorite
But it's
movie
like-
of all time. My favorite movie of
I'm
all
just
time.
thinking-
You saw what he did with Thor Ragnarok, and we have Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah, I'm not
on it.
too
Yeah,
worried
like-
about it because they have the budget, and if you have the budget,
Like
talent.
they got the names and they got the
talent
budget,
and the
but
budget
like
is there. But either way, I'm still
how are
nervous
you gonna get that to
because
work?
this never works out. You know, like I need you to do it right.
It's never the only thing CJ's right though. It's never been this big.
Yeah, that is
This
true.
is big.
It's
It's
this
never
is
been.
really
it's like
big.
if they took Spirit away and were like, all right, we're gonna make it live
But like
action. I'd be like,
everybody, but like the thing is,
I'd be like,
the
I
the
don't
thing
need
is
to be
the
alive.
amount like the extraordinary amount of pressure they must be under. Like
yeah, no.
everybody's like go to
Japan is
movie.
watching.
Like Japan is watching.
Japan is like,
they
bitch.
like Akira created like the Neo Tokyo like premise and like genre and stuff like that. Like it was the first multi-million-dollar animation project out of Japan.
Right.
Like
So
it's
good, man.
incredibly like
Shout
just
out
like
Japan.
hold up to that like standard. Like Jordan Peele and like a lot of different like directors and writers are like what's your go-to movie? It's like it's Akira. Something like
Okay.
that.
What I wonder is, are they gonna? What's their source material gonna be? The movie or the manga?
The
Because the
manga.
manga's
For
so
no,
much
it's
longer.
probably the manga.
No, it should be the
I'm very
manga.
interested to see them
It
cover
shouldn't
If
be the
you
movie.
adapt something, you should always go,
to the
from the
source ma-
book,
well,
the source, not the movie. 'Cause the movie cut
the
out
only-
some stuff.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio acting in it, or is he just working on it?
I also disagree slightly.
'Cause
It's
I'm
well,
wondering,
also
how are they
because
gonna do
the
that?
seventh book of the manga and the movie Akira was written or was done at the same time.
No, real.
So yeah,
I still
So
feel like you should like if you're gonna make it,
But,
you
like,
you've never
visually-
seen it, you should read the book first.
no, you should absolutely read the book because like
Go
the
in
movie
order.
makes no sense if you go in and watch for the first time.
Yeah,
Akira?
Yeah.
I watched and I got it. It makes sense to me.
I mean, it makes sense,
like,
but you
it-
don't
no,
get
no,
the
it's
full
not.
universe.
It's not that you don't get.
the same
It's
way
not
of
that
the
you don't
book.
get it. It's like you don't get the entirety of it.
I don't. I wonder. I have so many questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it made me want to go read the manga because I'm all like
Yes.
so open ended. I need
Right.
answers.
Exactly. And it's like a lot of it resides in like the political elements and all this stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
And the drugs.
The drugs are super important.
There
The
are no
drugs are really
drugs.
important.
What drugs they
No,
take?
no. In the movie, there are not a lot of drugs.
Yeah, I was about to say. there's
But
no
like
drugs
in
the movie.
in the manga, they're really important.
Okay.
The
I'll
drugs
go
are
see
what
it.
makes them do everything that they do.
Yeah,
That
Sorta.
show was fucking. That movie was brutal as fuck.
Oh,
Like, I was
that movie
watching-
is incredible.
He's going down on a motorcycle and he has like this pipe in his hand. He hits the dude on the head with a helmet and it like rolls off and like is bloody. I'm like, did he just decapitate this man? I mean, no, he was alive. But I was
But-
like, whoa.
Trying to reel it back in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we're on way different.
Really?
Yeah, we got a little bit off track. Death Note sucks. If you're gonna watch something on Netflix, do not watch.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Watch
Do not-
Castlevania.
you-
Let's talk about what
Oh.
animes they do right. Let's go to their.
Castlevania
Oh.
was done right.
I actually
so
I
good.
watched Castlevania.
Some people don't like it though.
How can you not like it?
I liked it. Like it,
What
it
can
was
you not like about it?
no. It I
Some
liked it. I
people
said I
don't.
liked
I know
it.
you do. I'm wondering,
Aggression.
I wonder what those
Aggression,
people do- What do they
CJ.
say? Do you know what their criticisms are? You never asked.
Some people were just like it's
Castlevania
just
was-
dull compared to the game. It doesn't fully embody the game. I thought it was really well done. Like Devilman Crybaby was bad. But, like,
Devilman Crybaby was really bad.
it's really
I haven't seen it.
bad.
I feel like it was. I feel like it was. It had a really big budget for some reason.
Yeah, it was such a bitch ass show. Like
Like I watched.
What does that mean? Please elaborate on this.
Yeah,
bitch
yeah.
ass show.
Actually, yeah. Please elaborate on what's a bitch ass show means.
not elaborating. It just was. It was just. It literally was just like a game that was made into like a movie. Whereas like I thought Castlevania was like they took the game and created a show.
Mm,
Makes
Okay.
sense.
yeah.
I have a question.
What's up?
Has anyone seen Netflix's I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robertson?
No.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh man, I think that we should all watch it together. I think that
Right now.
yeah,
In the middle of the podcast.
Right the fuck.
it's like so funny.
What is it? I think you should
Oh,
leave
it's the
with Tim
offbeat
Robertson.
sketch comedy.
That one?
Yeah. It's just like this dude making like normal everyday situations like
What's
Oh, I'm
it
gonna
about
watch
though?
this. I like these synopses.
as like beyond awkward. as
Let's see
you
the
could
synopsis. It
possibly-
says.
like let me run through one for you. Like,
Okay.
All right.
Dude, the main guy in the show, he's dressed in a hot dog costume and drives his hot dog car into like a clothing store,
Seen it before.
and then just like starts to play it off as like, whose hot dog car is this? We should like punish whoever.
That sounds very Eric Andre like.
It's very Eric Andre, but like Eric Andre, if the energy was turned way down
Huh.
until like the moment of impact. Instead of it being like, you know how Eric Andre is like on from 95 and then off for 5 when he delivers his like punchline?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
he
go
del-
fucking insane, and then he'll be like, "It's okay. I had a bacon, egg, and cheese this morning." Like,
Yeah,
and then-
his
and then
punchline
he'll
is
cut.
that he has no punchline.
Yeah, or that like his punchline is just like him slurping like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know the one where he has Jack Black and then like a bird just shits on Jack Black and Jack Black like stands up and then it just goes bird up and that is the punchline.
Yeah.
That is the
Like,
punchline.
Do.
It's like it's like. Have you seen the I Am a Car band like skit?
What?
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah, that's like he like starts beating his car up, and
Yes.
and then it's like oh, some teenagers beat up my car, and then he like starts beating up some more, and he was like, dude, what are you doing? And then he gets gasoline, be like, I am a car, and then he drinks, and that's a punchline.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
I watched Eric Andre show and it's so
It's
confusing.
it's
I'm like,
You know,
it's,
Eric was
it's the
on
peak
Bourbon
of modern day
Thursday.
absurdism.
He was on top of
So
a cop car.
that
but-
also makes
No
sense.
pants on.
That also makes sense.
Yeah.
what
He's
who
in the
was
city right now.
I think Waka Flocka Flame was on his show, and then he just like got naked.
Oh, I mean.
Eric Andre? Or
No,
Waka
he
Flocka
was-
Flame?
No, Eric Andre.
I won't say damn. That's not a character.
Nah.
for him.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Flocka.
He just got like fully nude.
We need ad libs for this
The show
podcast.
is like.
Yeah.
We need
He's a
ad libs.
soundboard guy.
Flocka.
All right, so
Do, do, do.
Have you guys seen the just going back on topic, the like there's been a lot of like reimaginings from like comic books or like just like old shows like have you guys seen Umbrella Academy?
Yeah,
No,
I have.
wasn't
You guys like
interested.
it?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it for what it was, but I definitely was like, ooh, I can like taste the incest. Like, I need you to like calm down a little bit.
But is incest bad? I feel like Game of Thrones
that is
has
it.
broken it.
They just say
That's
is
all you thought about that
incest
show?
bad?
Incest bad.
They
Incest is bad.
Incest is
That's
is
your
bad in our
critical
social
review.
in social society. CJ has a crush on his sister, and we're not gonna talk about it.
I have a sister.
Krista, this is for you.
Thank you, Maya. Love a name drop. No, I'm saying like we got Game of Thrones. You got Arrested Development with that whole like.
You got Big
Michael
Mouth.
Cera and maybe.
You got Big Mouth.
Big Mouth doing incest. We as a society have accepted incest.
I think white people are trying to make incest.
Why did we stop talking about it?
I have to concur with Maya on this one.
No, they're really trying with the incest. I mean, I understand Game of Thrones incest because back then
Back then,
everyone
it's
was
Especially
medieval
like royalty
medieval
involved.
you keep
motherfuckers
the
like
bloodline like
pure.
pure.
Do you guys watch It's Always Sunny with the McBoyles?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
You look like a McBoyle.
I'm a McBoyle.
Bro,
I don't know
go get me
why.
some
Where
milk
is this
and
coming
shut up.
from? Why is this so normalized in the media?
I don't
No,
fucking.
because you decided one time that you wanted. And every time you thought it.
Michael's dad watches this hero.
My dad doesn't actually watch this. I am sweating right now.
No, okay, but like I feel okay, like Arrested Development,
I'm
right?
bleeping that out so my dad doesn't have to hear. I'm sorry, Dad. We love you.
Beep.
Father, wherever you are, I love you.
All right. He
No.
will absolutely listen to this.
So back on like fucking your cousins. So like,
Back
all
on
right,
him.
all right. But
nah,
yeah, like
I think Arrested Development did it because it's just like funny, I guess, because that whole family is just so offbeat
Mhm.
and wrong. And like Game of Thrones, it makes sense because like that's what you used to do. Well, I didn't.
I think it has more to do with like just like it's an obsession with the sexually taboo.
Yeah.
Like when it like remember that the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror, like that.
No.
I think that also kind of wraps
Oh,
into
the
it, like
game.
that, like the sexually
Don't you want
taboo.
to fuck your friends?
I was like, don't you want
Aren't
to
you
fuck your
curious?
friend
Would
in
you
like
do it
Street
in a video
Fighter
game?
or something like that? It's like really fucked up, but it's like it's at the same time it's like thought provoking.
It's probably crossed like someone's mind.
It like to fuck somebody in Street Fighter.
Probably.
Probably.
That's interesting. I mean,
But Street Fighter you
like,
playing?
fuck. But
I mean, Street Fighter is a sexualized game.
Chun
Do
Li.
you know how much, like, first of all, the dudes are fucking ripped, and then if they're, like, women, their body proportions are
Yo,
just so unnatural.
Chun Li is ripped.
Yes. Chun-Li has those fucking thunder thighs.
She really does.
For a moveset.
You wanna chime in on this, Jiro?
I don't really have a whole lot to say.
Yo, you know, there's an
I don't have a
arcade
lot
where
to
you
say
can play
on
all
Street Fighter
the.
either.
Yeah, Street Fighter's not really my grind.
I love Street Fighter. There's an arcade in the Bywater where you can play all the games ever, like even Atari games. like,
Really?
for $5.
We gotta promote them.
Yeah,
Netflix
man.
originals like horror, like Netflix trying to break the
Horror.
Haunting of Hill House type joint.
Yeah, like
Let me
Eli,
check.
Haunting of Hill
Before I
House,
wake.
Castlevania.
Dark, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Castlevania is a little dark.
Bro, listen.
It's more of a thriller than
I
anything.
wish it was darker.
They apparently have a show called Let It Snow with the guy from Spider-Man.
Oh,
Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Film for Thought. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at _Film for Thought. And I'd like to give a thank you to our artist, Sergio Diaz. You can follow him in Instagram at the Slurpee Art Portfolio, and to our composer who makes our lovely melody. You can follow him at Samuel Beal. And I'd like to give special thanks to our producer, Monica Vega, and our new sound mixer, DJ. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode. See you guys next time.